Okay, ladies and gentlemen, hello, and welcome. How is everybody doing today? I hope I find you well in the middle of this week. Today is Wednesday, January. Whoa, a little behind there. Let's try this again. Wednesday, July 18th, 2018. What's up, what's up? Full streaming day on the docket today. Yeah, full stuff, two full streams, two full fun gameplay streams that I'm very much looking forward to. What would you what's going on? Let's talk a little bit. So today, first gameplay stream right now, it's Persona 5 heading into the end game. If you guys are not aware, I've been having lots of fun and lots of productive progress with Persona 5 every time that I've played it, ever since I resumed it almost 2 weeks ago now. And it was funny because people at that point had said, oh, you probably got about 20, 25 hours left. Wrong. Absolutely wrong. For those of you who've been following along, at this point, I think I've played it at least 4, if not 5 sessions. So I'm at least like 16 to 20 hours in, and I still got 2 dungeons left, plus the final session of free time in the game, okay? So I've got lots more left in the game, so whoever estimated was wrong. This game is incredibly long. In fact, as you guys know, if you've been following along, it is my longest playthrough of all time. I've been playing it for over 100 hours and over 400 parts, so it's beaten Skyrim. It's officially the longest game ever that I've ever played on the internet. And I love it. I really am loving the game still. You know, this far in, you would think, oh, you get burnt out or you don't like it, but no. Now that we're in the end game, it's actually getting even better because I'm able to do the higher level Persona fusions. I'm maxing out a lot of social links, and things are getting really good, okay? So, what are we doing today? Today is basically my last chance to do any kind of free time in the game. I think I'm in the late November, time-wise, in the game, and you only have until, I think, the 17th of December in order to do the dungeon. And for those who apparently have beaten the game, they're telling me that this is it. Like, after this free time, there is no more. It's all story and then dungeon, and then the end of the game. So, this is my last chance for me to experience things such as mementos, to do social links and the like before we head into Shido's dungeon, which is the cruise ship, I guess you would call it, and try to finish that up and then just finish up the story. Okay? So, last chance, and I really hope that I can do well. You know, we're starting off today in Mementos with 2 different mini bosses to kill in there, and I'm going to try to recruit as many Persona as I can, and go on from there. I'm not sure how long we'll spend in Mementos, but this is pretty much the last time I'll ever be in there, so it's time to get as far as I can and get as much out of it as I can. What I'm actually really hoping to is that I can get a lot of money, because the more money I can get, the more higher level Persona fusions I can do. So hopefully, hoping to raise tons of money in the Mementos so I can do those. Okay. So then after that, once I finish up with Mementos, I will jump into the free time stuff, which really at this point is just focused on the social links. I don't need any stats. I've maxed out every stat in the game, So, in that case, all I got to do is social links. Last chance to do it. All right. And we'll see how it goes. All right. We will see how it goes today on stream. So, 4+ hours of Persona 5 here on the stream. Looking forward to it. My last chance for side content before we head into the big finale of the game, which some people are saying is about 15 hours long. So, I guess we'll see. Okay. Tonight, I'm returning to H1Z1. First time in over a week. The game has been patched, and apparently new content has been added. The last time I played it, I got second place twice. It was really down to the wire. 2 matches last time I played. So, we'll see how it goes tonight. Excuse me. And we'll go from there. Okay. Excited for that because, it's always a fun time when I play H1Z1. Although, admittedly, the appeal of Battle Royale games is dying out for me. When I play it, not even as much as once a week, it makes it a little bit more fresh. So that'll be a fun stream tonight, okay? Tomorrow will be the continuation of Silent Hill 2 on hard difficulty, which almost killed me yesterday. It was so tough at the beginning of the game. I was like, Jesus Christ. 15 to 20 hits with a fucking piece of wood to kill any enemy, and the hallways were absolutely filled with enemies, and they all did insane damage. I mean, it was out of control. Thank God, I finally got the gun, and the gun makes the game a lot more easy. So now I'm moving forward and enjoying the game a little bit better. We'll see how it goes for the rest of the playthrough. But yeah, that'll be tomorrow. We'll see how it goes, okay, guys? Alright, then tomorrow night, I'll be playing more Street Fighter. And listen, I am aware that last night when I played Street Fighter, a lot of people were disappointed. But in my opinion, I think it's for the wrong reasons. And allow me to explain. Last night, what I did is I did a private lobby with Venomous Fat Man. Someone who's been in my videos many times. Someone who I've done co-op with many times. I've played fighting games against him many times. And he's a good person to bounce stuff off of when it comes to these games. He's a good person to test net connectivity of the lobbies and stuff. And in general, he's just a cool guy. Alright? And then later on, Kekken actually joined us. Kekken, you know, longtime viewer, fan, and chat moderator here. He joined us for about the last half hour of the stream. And we played a little bit of Super Turbo, but we mostly played Third Strike. And in my opinion, it was a lot of fun. And here's why. Those sessions, okay, those sessions of fighting games that I do like that, those are the sessions where I actually learn the most about the game and I get better at it, okay? Reason being, when you're doing a random online match in Ranked, the connections are wonky, and you don't really learn that much. Sometimes you just get frustrated at how annoying the connections can be. When you're playing in a lobby with an established set of criteria, like, okay, this is how the lag's going to be, this is the timing, then you can learn stuff. I mean, by the end of that session, if you guys weren't here for it last night, I was parrying full special moves in Third Strike of Dudley. Dudley was doing his dash forward multi-punch move. I parried the whole fucking thing. Kekken was doing this 2-hit move at Elena. I parried both hits, can counter throw into super. It was like nuts. I was going really well because I was able to play at that level. And the thing is that that's how I used to learn. Like, in real talk, instead of saying, oh, okay, you know, this is a private lobby, it's boring because Phil's just playing the same two people or whatever. That's how I used to get better at games. I would sit down with my friends and we would either at home play on console or go to the arcade. You know, and it would be me with a group of friends sitting at the arcade playing each other for hours on end till we learned enough about the games where we could get better at competitively at them. That's how you get better, not doing random ranked online matches. You know, real talk, okay? So, I had a lot of fun last night playing like that. But people showed up with the mentality of, oh, this isn't good because it's not him playing ranked matches against randoms with bad connections and raging. And a lot of people complain, and I'll be honest, almost no one contributed to the stream. People say, oh, this is boring, I'm not watching this, and basically either complained the whole time or left or didn't contribute. And it's like, it just leaves me scratching my head because this is how the fighting game community is. Like, that's how you learn. You have a nice lobby with people who know each other, who play each other till you can learn stuff, and that, you know what I mean? But apparently no one wants that. All they want is rage and toxicity and negativity, and that pisses me off. Because people want me to get better at fighting games, right? You want me to get better, but then you complain when I get better. Now, I'm not saying that was everyone, all right? I'm not at all. It was not everyone. I would say about half the stream really enjoyed it, and we're like, wow, this is so different from when Phil plays fighting games that, you know, this is something that we'd like to see again. In fact, a few people actually, after the fact, either tweeted me or wrote me and were like, you know, Phil, that was a really interesting session. You know, it was fun because you was people who you were friendly with and you guys were playing different characters than you usually would use. And, you know, seeing you do high-level stuff, it was really a very different experience than just random shit in ranked matches. And it was really good. Okay. So, you know, that's kind of what I have to say about it is, you know, listen, you can't have it both ways. You can't complain that I'm bad at fighting games, right, and say that I should get better, but then when I actually do something, make an honest effort to get better, right, then complain that it's boring. You know what I mean? Like, it's one or the other. Either I just don't really get good at them, and I randomly play ranked matches, and I rage at the bad connections, or I actually learn fighting games and have nice, chill sessions with people who I like, and we learn the games against each other collectively and get better, and then it's a fun session like that. You can't have it both ways. You know what I mean? That's just how it is. That's how it is with fighting games. So it's funny because some people have said, Phil, I wish that you would do sessions like that more often, or why don't you bring in more people to do sessions like that? And I'm like, well, you know, I would, but take a look. I'm not, no exaggeration. It was the slowest stream I've had in probably ever. Like, no one contributed. Viewership started out great, and half the viewers left. And it's like, well, then, I can see what you guys are here for, toxicity, People are not here for entertainment or positivity with fighting games. They just want to see toxic shit, and that's fucked up, Now, here's the thing. Tomorrow night, I'll be bringing it back. I'll just kind of random online play. I will. Tomorrow night, Thursday night stream is going to be random online play. And how will that go, right? I don't know. I guess we'll see. We'll have to see. But, I'm just being real with you guys. I like more chill sessions where I'm hanging out with people who I know, and it's fun to learn in a controlled environment, a controlled lobby, how to play fighting games much better than just random online ranked matches with lag and shit. It is. You will do much better. You'll learn better and get better at games doing that. But it's just sad that the viewers just literally sat here and complained. And, wah, this isn't Rage, this isn't Salt, wah. It's like, Jesus Christ, dude. So, I don't know. It's kind of the same thing as, I really love JRPGs. And there are many, many JRPGs I would like to play that I've played in the past. But it seems like every time I try to play one, which I guess the exception here would be Persona 5, because you guys have really been supportive during my entire Persona 5 run. Last year when I played it, and now that I brought it back, you guys have been amazing. But outside of Persona 5, every time I try to play a JRPG, it's like, might as well see the tumbleweeds, come by. But I do my best. I interact with you guys. I talk. It's not like the JRPG stream is any different from any other stream. But for some reason, people just don't dig those games in my viewership. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I guess we'll see what happens. I'm certainly not saying, I guess that's it. That's the end of doing a lobby with people who I know and doing a private lobby because no one watched. I'm not saying that. The same thing kind of happened if you guys remember last year. Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. I was actually quite good at it. I was in the top 100 people playing it on PS4. I was basically dominating everyone for the first launch week. And then I did an open lobby with viewers. And when I stopped playing the ranked matches and did the open lobby with viewers, again, it was the same thing. Yeah, this is boring. And then people would leave or whatever. It's like, Jesus. Like, if that's your mentality, you seriously don't understand how fighting games work. I'm just saying. So, all right. That's just my honest feelings, kind of getting it off my chest. Will I ever do a lobby like that again? Maybe. We'll see. But tomorrow night, Thursday night, will be the return of just online ranked matches. And I'm probably going to try Super Turbo. If that doesn't work, I'll do Third Strike, etc. Okay? Then on Friday, I'm on the fence. On Friday, I could do a couple things. I could either do Persona 5 again and try to get as far as I can this week. Or I could start up Grand Theft Auto Vice City HD. So I'm kind of on the fence about it. I don't know if I should start it right before I take a day off on Saturday or not. I guess we'll see. We'll see what I feel on Friday. I'll have to think about it today and tomorrow and make an ultimate decision. Okay? And then, Friday night, I think I'm gonna do it, guys. I've been mulling this over in my head. I think I'm gonna do PUBG. And, I haven't played PUBG in a long time, months, and I really don't know what they've done to change or improve the game on Xbox One. I think I just want to do a PUBG session right before the weekend, and the reason being is they are more chill sessions where I could just kind of hang out and talk to you guys and not really care too much about the gameplay. And it would be cool to have that kind of a session before the weekend so that we can have like a good send-off stream before I have Saturday off, okay? So yeah, I'm going to be doing PUBG Friday night, and we'll see how it goes, okay? PUBG, just for the hell of it. Alright, so there you go, that's the schedule. Today, Persona 5 and H1Z1. Tomorrow, more Silent Hill 2 hard difficulty and Street Fighter. And then Friday's up in the air. It'll either be more Persona 5 and Grand Theft Auto Vice City, and then PUBG. There you go. Alrighty. Oh my goodness. All right. So, anything else to talk about? Let me think about this. I'm trying to think if there's anything else important that I really feel like talking about today in general. I guess not, because if something was important, it would have come to mind. I guess I really don't. I'm just excited to jump back into Persona 5 and see what we can do today. So, all right, let's very quickly go through the plugs, and then we'll get to shout-outs. Okay, so for the plugs, thank you guys for 10 years of support. Coming up in September is my 10th anniversary being a content creator for the internet. I very much appreciate your guys' support over the past 10 years, whether it was watching my videos on YouTube, spreading the word, now watching my videos or my streams here on Twitch. All much appreciated. And obviously the best way you can support me and ensure that I can keep doing this full time would be to watch everything, right? But there are other ways you can go above and beyond just being a standard stream viewer and video watcher in the following. Okay, number one, you can check out my Patreon over at patreon.com/darksidephil. Okay, if you pledge to my Patreon campaign, which runs every single month, okay, you are obviously directly aiding me in the cost of doing business. You know, lots of things go into doing this full time, like the cost of games, the cost of electricity and internet, the cost of health insurance, the cost of equipment failure and everything. And let me tell you, it adds up every single month. It adds up. So you're helping me with that, but the cool thing is when you contribute to my Patreon, you earn something. You get what's called perks, depending on how much you contribute. And just this past weekend, I did a bunch of private Q&A videos for people who had earned those perks in June. I got feedback telling me those videos were great. People absolutely love that perk level. But in my opinion, the best perk level is if you pledge $5 or more in one single month to my Patreon, you will get the ability to nominate and vote on things for special events. Right now, people are nominating and voting on games for the Rageathon event that's going to take place in early to mid-August, okay? This month, if we hit the subscriber goal, you'll be nominating and voting on your favorite moments over my 10-year legacy on the internet for me to do a special reactionary stream where I watch them back live and react to them with you guys watching. It's going to be pretty sweet. So, those are great things that you get for pledging to my Patreon. Please consider pledging. Patreon.com/darksidephil. By the way, that's not the only ones. Those are just the ones I chose to mention here on pre-stream. There are other perks as well. So give it a look. And thanks to anyone who does contribute. I do appreciate it. All right. Number two, my friends. Number two, please give a look to my Teespring shop. I'm not going to go too much into detail about it. As you can see, tons of advertisements for it here on the pre-stream. So please give it a look and consider buying something. If you do buy something from my Teespring shop, I make a commission and you get a cool collectible. Teespring.com/stores/DSPGaming. Last but certainly not least, all right, if you guys are here live on the stream and you want to get some fun interactions going, maybe you want to get a shout out during the stream. It could be you want to just say something in general. Maybe you want to ask a question, make a joke, you know, anything, make a comment. Any of that stuff. You can get a shout out if you either cheer with bits, subscribe to the channel, or tip me during the live stream. Now, there are some criteria for you to follow, just so you guys know. Please, number one, keep it positive. Please do not try to bring in negativity or toxicity. I don't care about people insulting me, stealing my content, doing nasty stuff to me. Please don't bring in insults against myself or others. Please try to keep it upbeat and in tune with what's going on the stream. Number two, please don't bring up politics or religion. Never going to address those things on stream because they are hotbeds for controversy and they cause a lot of trouble. In general, just try to be as short-worded as possible. Don't try to write giant paragraphs and stuff. And just try to be fun and positive and upbeat. And you're going to get a fun shout-out, okay? Keep in mind, it is my stream, and it's very subjective what I choose to say on the stream. I don't have to give a shout-out for anything that happens, all right? But in general, most people get it. They understand the rules, and the stream ends up being very positive and fun every single day. So thanks to everyone who keeps it upbeat and fun. It's a cool place to hang out on a daily basis, and people have told me so. So it's not just me saying that. People really enjoy kind of being here every day, which is really cool. Okay? So, very nice. If you would like to go a step past that, maybe you'd like to get visual recognition for your contributions and have a fun animation play here on the stream, well, you could do that if you either cheer 50 bits or more in a single cheer. If you subscribe to the channel, then wait a few minutes for the share button to appear and you click the share button. Or if you tip me $5 or more in a single tip, any of those three things, boom, you'll get a nice animation to say thank you on the screen. In addition to the verbal shout out that you're going to get. Okay, so it's kind of getting both visual and verbal recognition, which is pretty sweet. Well, all right. A few other things, guys. Let's talk about the leaderboard. As you can see at the top of our screen here today, and running through the entirety of the stream will be the stream stats leaderboard, which means if you either cheer or tip me today, and you are the top cheerer or top tipper, you will get up on the leaderboard. And the cool thing about this leaderboard is not only do you get recognition for the stream while you're the top cheerer or top tipper, but also these videos go on YouTube on my DSPGaming channel, so you kind of get double recognition too if you are the top person currently. I'll also be tracking subs and updating subs. We are pushing towards a 450 sub goal this month to do a 10 years of Rage anniversary event. I've already mentioned that, where I'll be basically reminiscing on my 10 years of content and reacting to a lot of it that you guys nominate and vote on. So I'll be tracking subs as well, okay? Pretty cool. Let's talk about subscribing. What do you get? What are the benefits of subscribing to the channel? Well, you get access to all of my custom-made emotes, including nice Street Fighter emotes, as well as many others, like DSP Pepe or the DSP Cowboy. And these can be used anywhere, not just in this stream, but on any stream on Twitch. Really cool. Plus, you don't have to watch advertisements when I run them. As you guys know, when I do run streams, I typically do 1 to 2 ad breaks during the stream. You won't have to see those if you're a subscriber. And in addition, you get a cool little chat crown badge to show how long you've been a supporter, right? So, very nice benefits to being a subscriber. If we hit 450 subs at any time by the end of July, I will be doing the 10 years of Rage anniversary event. I hope that we can hit it. Thanks to everyone who is supportive. I appreciate it. And then last, before we get to shout outs here, guys, what I would like to tell you is how to tip. If you're wondering, because cheering and subbing are all ingrained right here through the Twitch process. They're right in front of you on the stream. Tipping is not. Tipping is something third-party through PayPal. So if you're wondering how to do it, very simple, actually. If you look below the stream, okay? If you look below the stream, you will see a button that says Tip Jar. And if you click on that Tip Jar button, it'll take you to my PayPal tips page where you can leave a tip, either anonymously or with your name and a message if you would like a shout-out during the stream. Or if you don't see that tips button, probably it's because you're on a mobile version of the site, which is cool. Instead, you could just type !tip into the stream chat. It'll bring up the tips command. A link will pop up. Click on that, and then you can leave a tip via that method as well. Okay? There you go. Very nice. All right. So now, guys, it is time to give credit where credit is due to those who contributed. First of all, there were several people who contributed overnight. And so I would like to go ahead and give credit to those who did contribute overnight when I wasn't even broadcasting. It's pretty awesome that when I'm not even live, people are coming by the channel and supporting it. So, first of all, Infinite55 did a 500-bit cheer overnight. And he says, you know, despite that there was less fan interaction for obvious reasons last night on the Street Fighter stream, I actually really enjoyed it, and it was an interesting concept that I hope we'll see more of in the future. So there you go. Infinite was actually one of the people who actually enjoyed the different kind of fighting game stream that took place last night. Again, yeah, admittedly, when I'm there in a lobby with someone else, I can't do constant fan interaction. I can't be reading the stream chat when I'm constantly playing the game against someone, right? Keep in mind, when I'm doing a ranked match stream, there's a lot of downtime between matches, trying to search for matches and the like, where I can interact with you guys and talk. That doesn't really happen when you're in a private lobby and you're just constantly playing. By the way, if you guys watch any other person doing a fighting game stream, that's how it is. They're not constantly talking to their stream chat. They're paying attention to the game, because that's how fighting game streams are. I think you guys are just so used to me interacting with you constantly because I play offline single-player games that you're not used to the fact that when I'm in the middle of something competitive that I can't constantly be reading stream chat and talking to you. But anyway, thank you, Infinite, not only for the cheer, but for letting me know that you liked that kind of stream again. Maybe I'll consider doing more of those in the future, but it was just sad to see that so many people at the time when the stream was live were complaining when they don't really understand that's how fighting games work. That's how you get better at a fighting game, right? All right, we had 3 different cheers from 25-cent announcement. The first was a 25-bit cheers. Is shout out to Sammy Samosa, K. Gillian, Sedella, and Vidar Viking. And he cheered again. He said, is there any chance you would do an interactive fan play session where you play with fans like you did in your old Patreon goals? Outside of Patreon, no. No, because it's not controllable. It's not a controlled environment. If I just do an open multiplayer session, sadly, you'd get people coming in to troll. I mean, I actually remember the last time where I said, all right, this is the last straw. And if I remember correctly, I think it was either in late I think it was late 2015. I think it was the end of 2015. And I was doing a session of random multiplayer games. And I remember one of them was Metal Gear Solid 5 and one of them was something else. And basically the entire session ended up being trolls coming in and ruining it. And it was just not fun. It wasn't. It was just a shit stream. Because, you know, people who wanted to play couldn't get into the matches. Instead, you had the same trollish assholes getting in over and over. And just wasting spots and being dicks. You know? So, sadly, the open sessions can't happen anymore. Private sessions or closed sessions for patrons, maybe. But the thing is, right now, there's really nothing to play. Like, what would we play? I don't play Street Fighter V. I don't play Dragon Ball, right? The only game really potentially that could be played in that kind of a game would, I guess, would either be a Battle Royal game or the Street Fighter Collection. You know? And if you even saw, a lot of the times with things like Street Fighter, the lobbies are not, they're not exactly the best. Like, I tried to do a lobby back when the game was new in late May, and the game just crashed constantly. So, right now, there's not much. Maybe if more games come out, okay, maybe if more games come out that have fun multiplayer, and people are looking to do it, maybe I'll do a patron special event where I'll say, you know, if you pledge to my Patreon this month and you want to, you can get in on a fun, you know, multiplayer exclusive event. We'll see, because I used to do it like that, and I haven't done one of those in a million years. Maybe this fall, because we're going to have a lot of games. If you think about it, you know, Black Ops 4, Battlefield, Red Dead Redemption 2, right? Plus, at that point, they'll have the Street Fighter collection, right? So maybe there'll be a lot of things to do. I guess we'll find out. Okay? All right, shout out to 25-cent announcement again, who did a third cheer, said if you could have any superpower, which one would it be? People have asked me this a million times, and honestly, I don't have a legit answer. I don't think about this fantasy kind of style stuff. I know people, oh, Phil will have a funny and creative answer for this. Not really. Freezing time, I don't know, never aging. There's so many good things, right? Teleportation. I wouldn't say flying. I'd rather be able to teleport than fly, I think. Because flying takes too long. You know, teleporting. Oh, I want to go to Italy. Boom, you're in Italy, right? Versus flying there could take too fucking long. And you got to worry about all kinds of shit like weather and everything. Fuck that. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't have an answer for that. Okay, now let's get to people who cheered, subbed, or tipped during today's pre-stream. Okay, and then we'll start updating the leaderboard. So we start off with Timbo Slice, who cheered and says, what is your opinion on Ledger and his Joker role in The Dark Knight Returns? It turns 10 years old this summer. I, for one, think it's one of the best Batman films ever. All right, so I have two opinions to give you here. First of all, my thought about the movie. I think it's great, okay? I do. I think the movie's great. But I don't think that Heath Ledger's Joker is the Joker. That character is so far different from what the Joker ever was in the DC Comics lore. I'm not saying it's a bad character. I actually think it's one of the most original villains in movie history. You know, a guy who just does chaos for the sake of chaos. It's not like he's getting any kind of an end. He's not trying to steal money to become rich or anything. He just wants to fucking make the world burn. That is a unique villain, and that is not what the Joker is at all. In the DC Comics lore, okay? But I do think it's a great character. So, what do I think of his Joker? I don't think that's the Joker. I don't think that's the DC Comics Joker, but I do think that's an amazing character, and that's what makes the movie so good. He's such a great off-play off of Batman, you know what I mean? That it makes the movie, so. All right. Shout out to Lord Lamb V3 who did a 50-bit cheer. He said, Phil, how is your week going so far? Well, first of all, Lord Lamb, 50 bits, you are the cheerleader. Let's get you up on the leaderboard. I clicked the wrong thing completely. Here we go. How's my week going so far? Well, let's look back. On Monday, I had one of the most interesting story streams ever in Persona 5 with tons of development, right? And unlocking a new dungeon. We finished a dungeon. We unlocked a new dungeon. It was quite fun. And as you guys know, I'm heading into the end game. So Persona 5, I'm loving it, right? Started up Silent Hill 2, and even though at first it was pretty rough because hard difficulty was ridiculously tough, now that I got the gun, it's a lot better. So I am enjoying my second run of through Silent Hill 2, albeit it's a much more grueling run and much more rage-inducing, I think, than the first one. Played some fun Street Fighter last night with some of my buds, and that was cool. And finished up Red Faction Guerrilla Remastered, thank God, because that game, whoa, was it not very good. In my opinion, it did not age well. 9 years later after its release, it's really not a very good game. But it was cool to have that throwback feeling, because it was a game that I played right at the beginning of my YouTube career, so it was fun to finish that. I mean, this has been a good week so far, you know. It's been a good week so far, and I'm certainly looking forward to more. So I would say, in general, my week's been going pretty good. Oh, by the way, good news, the heat wave here in Washington finally ended. It was like almost a week straight of just gruelingly hot temperatures and then almost up to the 90s or higher. It's finally cooling down, but supposedly from what they're saying, it's going to be like 5 days of cool. And then again, next week, we get another like 5-6 days of crazy heat. So it's on, off here during the summer. Not surprising. You know, this happens during the summer in Washington. Sometimes it's cool, sometimes it's hot. Right now it's cool, but it's coming back next week. So the heat will be on again. All right. Up next, thank you to Mr. Lark. Mr. Lark did a 48-bit cheer. He says, everyone has preferences. Doing a little bit for everyone would encourage people to sub. Well, see, Mr. Lark, here's the thing. People are afraid of change. This is absolutely the truth. And I can tell you this from personal experience, 10 years now doing this. People get used to a certain thing. And when they get used to a certain thing, that's what they want all the time. So if most of the time I play fighting games, I'm doing random online multiplayer, right? Then I decide to do a different kind of lobby. Oh my God, this is so different than what I usually see. And this is horrible. It's not exactly what I expected, so I'm out of here, right? That's kind of people's mentality. Over the years, the things that I've done to change my content, you know, going from just a camera pointed at the screen, right, to direct capture, adopting live streaming, doing, different various things over the years. You know, it's funny, when I first did some co-op, people actually were resistant to it. They were like, oh, I just like Phil playing stuff by himself. I don't want these other people involved in his videos. It's true. I'm not even kidding you. And it happened with everything. People said that with John Rambo. People said that with the Arid Lord. People said that with people I played fighting games over the years. They were like, I just like Phil playing stuff by himself. To have him, again, another element, someone else, I want him by himself. I know, that sounds weird now, 10 years later, but back in the day, that's how the reaction was. Last year, when I completely changed up my formula from being, I'm a person who plays games offline for YouTube to, I'm a person who's an online streamer who's interactive, because I wanted to basically make Twitch my future, not YouTube. My God, I mean, I'm not kidding. My YouTube channel has suffered greatly for it. You know, people who used to watch my playthroughs and of that mentality of, Phil just plays games by himself offline, were turned off, and my viewership on YouTube has sunk big time since the change last year. But my Twitch channel has grown tremendously to make up for that, which is great. And sadly, like I told you guys, I really do think that Twitch and live streaming is the future, while on-demand videos, at least for a gamer like me, is basically just the past. And so that being said, change is feared by a lot of people. Oh my God, something completely different. I'm not used to this. That being said, you're right. Doing a little bit of something for everyone is a good way to encourage a variety of viewers. And the truth is, that's what I do. Today I'm playing a JRPG and a Battle Royale game. Tomorrow I'm playing survival horror and a fighting game. Later on this week, I may be playing Grand Theft Auto, a sandbox game. You know what I mean? So just look at the variety of content that I already do as a variety streamer. This is how I roll. I do different shit every day, and it brings in a wide variety of people. The problem is keeping all those people entertained, especially now during the summertime when there's no new games. When there's no new games and I'm just, relying on myself, my own merits, my own laurels to entertain people, rather than, the appeal of a new game and me playing it, it's very difficult. Why do you think our subscriptions are down this month? Because that influx of people you get when there's new games are not here. And there's not much I can do about that. There's just not. But that being said, I agree with Mr. Lark's sentiment, doing a little bit for everyone encourages more subs. You're right. But the question is, what is it that everyone wants? Because everyone wants something different. This is another thing I've learned over 10 years. Everyone has a different preference. And some people get what they want and some don't. And the problem is some people, when they don't get what they want, they get angry. Oh, Phil doesn't listen to criticism. Phil doesn't listen to feedback. It's not that. It's that everyone, especially during these summer months, everyone wants something different. It's not one collective agreed upon thing that everyone wants, because whenever there's downtime, now's the chance for people to ask for this one fringe thing they wanted for years, right? I mean, look how long it took for me to play Jak 3. So, yeah, it's tough. But I'm doing my best. I hope you guys think I'm doing a good job of balancing everything that's out there right now. And, new stuff constantly coming. Like I said, Grand Theft Auto's coming. Once Persona 5's done, Octopath Traveler's coming. I will be playing Eternal Darkness at some point. So, good stuff coming along the way, okay? Okay. Shout out to Hardy Buck, who cheered. He said, shout out to YouTube movie pundit John Shep, who is critical in the hospital. That does not sound good. Sorry to hear that. Thank you for the cheer. Toxic Toilet Juice cheer. He says, if you dress up like a clown and honk a horn, maybe you'll attract more viewers. I don't think so. However, maybe if I dyed my hair a neon color and talked a certain way and put out a certain kind of content and reacted a certain way, I would get more viewers. And that's the God's honest truth, because it's called appealing to the youth. And it's what many streamers and YouTubers do. That's why a lot of them look exactly the same. And as you guys know, I've never done that. So, no, I would not be doing that. Hardy Buck cheered and said, Phil, have you seen the Uncharted 15-minute fan film released free on YouTube yesterday with Nathan Fillion? Isn't it Fillion? I thought it was Nathan Fillion. Well, anyway, with Nathan Fillion as Nathan Drake and Steve Lang as Sully, it was fucking brilliant. No, I have not seen it. I have seen, I've basically seen, clips of it. Like, I've seen certain things on, on Twitter of it, but I have not actually seen the full thing. But hey, it's funny because, I mean, how many years have they said that they're working on an Uncharted movie, right? How many years have they talked about this? And it's like, how long do we have to fucking wait until they're finally going to actually, like, put together something good and make a good movie? How long do we have to wait for a good video game movie? I mean, what's the best one we're ever going to get? Fucking Rampage from earlier this year with The Rock? Is that really the best they can do? I don't know, man. It is what it is, I guess, but no, I didn't see it. Yeah, I heard it's great, though. So it's free, obviously. So for any of you who are interested, definitely check it out on the internet. It sounds like it's a really good time, and eventually I hope to see it, so. Let's see here. Third Eye the Third cheered. He says, everything is setting up a tips goal for a week or two just for hiring an emote artist here on Twitch to make a completely new lineup of emotes. A lot of the current ones are never used. I don't have, listen, a tips goal for emote artists. I don't think you seem to understand Third Eye the Third. I've explained many times that any money that I raise has to go straight to bills, straight to taxes, etc. I don't really think setting up a special tips goal for an emo artist is a very productive thing. Especially because I hate to say it, you guys don't know this, but over the years, I did hire 2 different people to do stuff for me. See, I don't talk about this. I always keep this shit on the DL, okay? Twice in my history of doing stuff, I hired 2 people and paid them to design for me. And guess what? Their designs didn't sell. Twice. And after that, I was like, there's just no point anymore. Like, there's no way to tell what people will like and what they won't like. So there's no way I can pay someone to do stuff, and then next thing you know, I get nothing out of it, and it happened twice. So there's no guarantee, even if I did a goal, let's do a big goal, tips goal for people, designing emotes, and then people make the emotes and no one likes them and no one subs. So what was the whole point? You see what I mean? For me, I think the way that emotes work the best is when we find organic emotes that people want to use because of playthroughs or because of the like for example, the DSP Pepe emote, the DSP Cowboy emote, the shocked face emote, those are ones that people really like. The sub hype emote for when people sub, they like that. The Street Fighter emotes, people use them whenever I play Street Fighter, so, that's good stuff. But I agree, a lot of them are kind of generic, too. What we would need to do is kind of sit down as a community and say, what kind of emotes do you guys want to see, right, that will continuously be improved or updated for playthroughs and the like that I'm going to be doing. And we had that idea. Earlier this year, if you guys remember, there was a Snake emote, and there was a Dragon Ball emote, and, now I have Street Fighter emotes now. But it kind of fell off. Sadly, I don't think it was because of the emotes or anything. It was because the game sucked this year. Like, there were so few good games that it was hard to make an emote constantly for me with the new game because the new games were so terrible. I would only play them for, a week or whatever, a few sessions. That would be the end of it, right? So, I think that maybe having those emotes would actually be pretty good. Emotes catered towards playthroughs and the like. But the other thing, again, I have no talent and no ability to make emotes. I just don't. I don't even have Photoshop. I can't even afford it. So I used to have it. I got rid of it. That was one of the things when I was cutting things out to cut corners and save money. I said, I barely use Photoshop. I can't afford it anymore, and I got rid of it. But, if there's someone out there who's good at graphic design and wants to take a shot at emotes, you always can. I always accept a fan art and everything. I mean, look at this art you're looking at right now on the stream. This is all submitted fan art, right? If you want to take a shot at emotes, go right ahead. But I can't pay you. Real talk. I just can't. I can't afford to pay for something that may not even pay off at all. You know what I mean? And I've done it twice, and I learned my lesson. There were some logos and stuff that I've done over the years, and no one liked it. So it is what it is. But no, I cannot do a tips goal. If I'm going to set up a tips goal, it's going to be help Phil pay his taxes this year so he can keep his fucking house and not have to go into financial ruin. That would be the tips goal. Not, let's set up a tips goal to possibly make new emotes that no one will like. I'm just saying, I got to be real here, I got to prioritize, and that would be the top priority. So, all right. Up next, we get the Lord Lamb V3 cheer. It says, why do you think people don't like to watch or play JRPGs? I've been personally enjoying Persona lately. A few reasons. Number one, because JRPGs are repetitive, right? As you can see, guys, when you play a JRPG, how much is going on? I mean, a lot is going on, but it's mostly repetitive stuff. You're in a dungeon, you're doing repetitive style combat over and over and over, right? And it becomes a grind. Number two, JRPGs are so long. Okay, typical game is 8 to 15 hours long, so you can watch a few stream sessions or whatever. JRPG, Persona 5, my playthrough's over 100 hours long. How many people have over 100 hours of free time to watch my Persona 5 playthrough? You see what I mean? And also, when a game is longer, what ends up happening is if you miss a session, like, I missed 2 streams, what's going on? You come back, now you have no fucking clue. You're so far ahead in the story or whatever, right? So I really feel that's why. JRPGs are unique in that they take a lot more time to complete. They need a longer attention span, and they're not constantly having flashy, entertaining stuff going on, as opposed to, Phil's playing an action game or a fighting. There's always constant explosions and matches and competition, and it's different. It's a very different kind of game, much more laid-back style. For me, I love JRPGs. I find them relaxing. I find them entertaining. A JRPG with a good story, in my opinion, is worth 10 shitty action games. I love Persona 5. It's one of my favorite RPGs of the past decade, for sure. And probably by the time I finish it, it's going to rank among my top 5 RPGs of all time favorites. I'm serious about that, too. Like, it's that good of a game, in my opinion. But, how many people are along for the ride for JRPGs is a good point, Usually when I play JRPGs, I just get less attendance, less people contributing, and a lot of people say, well, Phil's playing an RPG today, I'm skipping it, I'll be back when he does something that's more flashy and action-based. I guess it's just, just kind of, you gotta shrug. You gotta shrug and just say, it is what it is, Some people are fans of certain kinds of content, some people are fans of others. I love JRPGs, doesn't mean you have to, and I understand if you don't. But I agree that it is a shame that JRPGs are one of my favorite genres, and that a lot more of my viewer base doesn't like it like I do. It's like I've said, before, I really would love to go back and play some of the classic RPGs from my youth, like Final Fantasy IV, Final Fantasy V, Wild Arms, Suikoden 1 and 2, Super Mario RPG. And then I would like to play more modernized RPGs that I've played, like Lost Odyssey. But I guarantee you if I were to play those games, I would barely get any attention on them. And that's the sad fact, So, It is what it is. You know, Bambino says it's not just that, but it's also the fact that you take forever to beat JRPGs because you have a variety schedule, not trying to be negative. No, and I hear you, but that's the thing, Bambino. Knowing that I have a viewer base where a lot of people don't like JRPGs, you're right. If I just focused on a JRPG, I could probably beat it within 2 weeks. But the problem there is, then people wouldn't watch me for 2 weeks. You see what I mean? Like, imagine if I just played Persona 5 for 2 weeks till I beat it. That would be suicide. People would be like, what are you doing? Are you nuts? You know, I'm not going to come back for 2 weeks then because I don't like JRPGs. And there goes the variety viewer base. I have to mix it up. I have to do a varied schedule to make this work. So I get you. I totally get what you're saying. But it kind of goes both ways. You know what I mean? Okay. Shout out to Breaking the Glass, who did a 50-bit cheer. And he says, what do you think of the phrase, jack of all trades, master of none? How it might affect streamers that play various games? I agree with that statement. When you are constantly playing a wide variety of games, it makes it very hard to get good at any one particular genre, right? I mean, take a look at me. Just this week, I'm playing JRPGs, Battle Royale, fighting games, and survival horror. And that's only the 4 that are guaranteed. I may even do bigger variety later this week if I play GTA. Now, how am I supposed to get good at any of that? You know what I mean? I'm constantly going, every stream I'm playing a different kind of game. Now, fighting games, at least, I've got so much extensive experience because I grew up with them that I could pretty much pick up any fighting game and at least play it at a basic fundamental level, right? I don't have to sit there and play a fighting game for 2 weeks straight in order to learn the basics and do decently. I can at least do decent. Am I a giant top-level competitive player in fighting games? No. But at least I can play them decently. But, you know, other games, it's pretty tough. I guess I would say probably one of the other genres that at this point I'm at least decent at would be the more difficult From Software style games like Neo, Dark Souls, Bloodborne. I could pretty much pick up any game in those franchises and at least play at a decent level because I've now played the shit out of them in the last, 5 years? So at least in that regard, I can go in at an entry level with a little bit of experience under my belt and do okay at them, right? But outside of that, you know, like for example, Silent Hill 2. When was the last time I really played a classic, true survival horror game like this? I can't remember, right? Last year I played 3 modernized ones. So I haven't played a classic survival horror game in so long. I go to play Silent Hill 2 on hard difficulty, by the way, where it's taking 15 to 20 fucking hits to kill a single enemy, and I'm raging like crazy. What did you expect to happen? It's not like I play these games all the time. I'm not, you know, Dark Survival Phil, the guy who plays survival horror games all the time on stream, and I'm a master of this genre. It's my forte, and now I can, you know, beat this game on hard easily. It's not like that, you know. So I do agree with you, Break the Glass. I do absolutely agree with you that when you do a wide variety of stuff, okay, when you do a wide variety of stuff, it basically makes it very difficult to become good at any singular part of that variety of stuff. But it's not also about that, and that's what a lot of people got to realize, and I think in this day and age they do, because now there's a lot more people like me who do more variety style content. But when you tune into a stream or a video on YouTube, it's not just about, oh, this guy's playing the game at a high level. I think a lot of people used to be like that. What is this video? If this guy's not playing this at a high level, why am I watching, right? Now it's more about entertainment factor. And as long as I can entertain you in a video while playing a fun game, that's what it's all about. And same thing on Twitch here. Doesn't necessarily mean that when I play Persona 5 today that I'll make no mistakes, right? And then I'll do everything perfectly. That's part of the experience, is seeing human error and, you know, laughing at the reactions and stuff to it. But if you have a good time, that's what it's about, right? And I think now in the modern era, it's a lot more about that. And I like that because it used to kind of be this really negative stigma that used to be against me on YouTube, that Phil's the guy, he's not good at any game, but he just gets views, and he doesn't deserve the views because he's not good. He needs to get good if he wants success on YouTube. And I'm just kind of like, what the fuck, man? But it's not like that anymore, which is cool. So, all right, Mr. Lark just did a 100-bit cheer to become the cheerleader for today's stream, and he says, time is money. That is correct. Mr. Lark is absolutely 100% correct. Time is money. You know, and not to say that that's the only consideration. It's not at all. You know, when I take a look at what I'm going to do on a stream or what I'm going to do gameplay-wise, for me, it's a combination of, yes, time is money, but is this also something that's going to entertain me? Because if I'm not having fun, I don't want to do it. And the same thing, you know, if it's not something that I feel is going to be overall productive, then I'm not going to do it. And I'll give you an example. There have been some negative things people have wanted me to do over the years, right? And they say, why don't you do that? Why don't you slam this gamer in a drama-filled video? You know, why didn't you make a slam video against this guy who talks shit about you and respond? Why don't you respond publicly to all the shit that gets talked about you in your own drama-style videos, right? Why don't you... what was the other one? That was just recent, too. Oh, shit. Well, anyway, you get it. Basically, I know that there's certain things I can do to jump on certain trends on YouTube, make a negative drama-filled video, controversial, that would get tons of views, right? But what would it really do? Would it be productive, positive content? Or would it just rile people up for the wrong reasons and cause controversy, and that's why I would get viewership? I don't want to be about that. I don't. I've never wanted to be about that. I want to be a guy who every day I can come and share my honest gameplay experiences with you guys and just hang out and have fun with you on stream. I don't want to be the guy that every day is embroiled in internet drama and controversy, and every day we've got to be talking about this really stupid, you know, high school level kiddie shit. I'm so past it, you know. I'm 36 years old, and I realize that I am one of the older content creators when it comes to gaming. A lot of people who are doing this for a living are much, much younger than me, and so maybe they're more ingrained in that drama culture. But that's not what I'm about. I don't want to do that shit, you know. So, you know, time is money. You're right. And I'm absolutely sure that there's ways that I could spend my time to make tons more money. But I also want to be a person who can keep look himself in the mirror every day and say, God, I like what I do for a living, and I want to keep doing it. Now, oh my God, what new nasty, disgusting shit do I have to do today or deal with today in order to make a buck, right? So, it is what it is, right? But yeah, Mr. Lark, you're right. What I realistically, what I got to do is make sure that when I am streaming, that my time is being used effectively. Now, last night, I did something completely different and outside the box, a different kind of fighting game stream. People liked it, and it made no money. It literally made nothing. Like, it was 2 hours that I could have been wiping my ass off stream, and it would have been just as productive. So, you know, that was an experiment. I see how it went. And now I got to judge based off of that. Is that something I'm willing to do again, or do I got to stick to my... If I'm going to do a fighting game, maybe I just do random online matches then, right? This is the kind of stuff I constantly have to be factoring into my decision-making process. So, yeah, you're absolutely right. All right, Hardy Buck Cheers says, who's your favorite Infinite, Swaggins, or Lord Lamb? I don't have a favorite. I don't play favorites. I never have. I never will. And that is a stupid question, and you should not ask that kind of question because you're trying to cause drama. So you better watch your butt. You heard me, buddy? You heard me, buddy? I'll be looking at you. Okay, let's continue. Toxic Toilet Juice Cheers says, do you still play games on PC? I haven't seen you play one in a while. Yes, I do, but it usually and typically is for an event. Like, for example, the upcoming Rageathon event that's going to take place in August. I get the feeling I'm going to be playing I Want to Be the Guy on PC because that is a game that's one of the most nominated games. So it's more than likely it's coming up, and it's something that I will be doing. But in general, no, I don't select PC games to play because I know whenever I play a PC game, I'm taking a risk. You know, whenever I play a game on PC while capturing and streaming, you're talking really taxing, demanding on my GPU and my RAM. And typically, if I play a game that's more graphically demanding, it ends up chopping up and looking like shit. So, all right. So there you go. Hardy Buck cheered again. He says, I apologize. It won't happen again. You better not, buddy, because I'm looking at you. Okay. All right, guys, I think that may be it. So, thanks to everyone for your contributions on the pre-stream. I appreciate it. Oh, hold on. Third Eye the Third just cheered. He says, have you done any calculations on how many average number of subs you would need to not care about YouTube revenue and not have to do the plug segment every day? And maybe it would be a good idea to figure that out and have that number as a secondary goal. Crazy way more than what we do. What you guys got to realize, every sub that's here is about $2.50. Okay? So just doing the math, all right? So if I have 400 subs, that means it's about $1,000 of profit a month for me, okay? That's great. Don't get me wrong. That's absolutely great. But that's like nothing in comparison. That's not enough to pay my mortgage. You know what I mean? If I were to try to support myself with just subscriptions on Twitch, holy shit. I mean, I would need to grow exponentially. Exponential growth in regards to subscriptions. Now, the cool thing is, though, what goes hand in hand with subscriptions is overall support, because the more subscribers you have, the more people here who will probably do other things like cheer and tip during a stream as well. So it's just a natural kind of organic progression that the more subs you have, the more viewers you have, the more contributors you have, etc., right? So, that being said, no, I've never really sat down and made a consideration of how many subs would I need just to be alive based off of subscription revenue. That's pretty crazy to even be able to think about that, you know. What I can tell you is this. This month, the month of July, is stacking up to be the best streaming month ever. You guys have been incredibly supportive every single day on stream. I don't think I've had many days. I think maybe a small handful of slower days. But in general, things have been really good. Cheering, subbing, tipping have been really great. And you've been incredibly supportive. If we can keep this up, if you guys keep showing up to the streams, keep being supportive, and I can keep that up, then imagine how good it's going to be when the new games start. Next month in particular, there's a bunch of new games, like the Black Ops 4 beta. Possibly I'll be playing Madden, We Happy Few. The new Walking Dead game is coming out, the final one. The Shenmue collection, Fire Pro Wrestling World, and that's just a few of the new games coming out in August. There's a lot of new games coming out in August, right? So now imagine me retaining the level of support I have now in a dead month, plus the people who are going to come in undoubtedly to watch the new games. You're going to get an influx of newer subbers. You're going to get an influx of people who will be contributing more, and that's great. And if that happens, like I've told you guys before, I really feel that maybe Twitch can become just my main source of income that could cover all of my expenses of everything in my life. All my bills and everything is paid by my Twitch performance, and then okay, so it's a bad month on YouTube, right? Or whatever. It doesn't matter, because that money was the icing on the cake to just basically do extra things. And so it doesn't matter if that fluctuates or whatever, right? So that's what I'm hoping, you know? That's what I'm hoping, that we could keep this momentum going and basically make it to the point where, you know, this Twitch is the big focus constantly. And so I don't have to worry about, oh no, YouTube had a really shitty month for ad revenue in July because they're doing a terrible job at selling ad space. Now I made way less money in July and I'm screwed over. I want the complete polar opposite of that, where it doesn't matter. Who cares? I can just keep being positive on stream every day and not worry about that shit. You know what I mean? So I want to say again, thank you very much, guys, for your support. If we can keep it up the level that you guys have been doing, things are going to be looking good in the future, okay? All right, so it looks like we're going to be finishing up pre-stream now. I want to say shout out to Mr. Oh my God. I can't read his name because the fucking screen is yellow on yellow. There we go. Mr. Lark, who has the top tier of 100 bits. Let's check the sub count, but I don't think we got any new subs today. So I think that the sub count's going to be the same or lower, actually. And indeed, it is lower. We've gone down another sub. It is what it is, guys. It's like I told you. I knew this would happen this month because there's no new games. When there's no new games, you don't get new viewers. When there's no new viewers, you don't get new subs, right? Okay. So, yes, folks. Thank you to Mr. Lark for the top tier. We don't have any tips today. Anyone who tips me today will immediately get up onto that leaderboard. So, consider tipping if you want to get some credit here. What I will do, the last thing, is let's leave credit to the top 10 contributors. Let's give credit to the top 10 contributors, my friends. In 10th place for cheering this week, we've got Bent Boxer. In 9th place, That Douche Kid. In 8th place, Third Eye the Third. In 7th place, Senian. Or Senion, excuse me. It's probably Senion. In 6th place, Obi-Wan Kenobi. In 5th place, Aust Mink. In 4th place, Kyson. In 3rd place, Captain DCW. In 2nd place, Infinite 55. And sitting pretty in 1st place, the Lord Lamb V3. So thank you guys very much for your contributions via cheers. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I think that's it. Let's end pre-stream. I'm excited to jump back into Persona 5 and have fun today. Like I said, today, guys, the very last session of free time in Persona 5, because we're going to start in Mementos, and then we're going to head into the social links and see how far I can get before we go into finish Shido's Palace. Hopefully it's a good session. Hopefully you guys have fun. All right. Let's end the pre-stream and then let's begin, guys. All right.